Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the one and only, your girl, the cartoon hotspot. And in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the episode Noe. In my last video, I reacted to the episode Yakuza Gozen, and if you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend pausing this one. Go and watch that video because it's a banger video if I do say so myself. We really delve deep into the character of Lila Rossi, Felix, Kagami. We analyze the heck out of that episode, okay? It's a banger episode, it's a banger video. So go watch it, don't let it flop. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the episode Noe. Like most season 6 episodes, I haven't really seen much spoilers about this episode, so I'm kind of going in spoiler free and completely blind. So yeah, I'm excited. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is G, and I like to make video essays, analysis videos, reaction videos on the various media that I enjoy, and I like to analyze and dissect them from a writer's perspective. Such media include Miraculous Ladybug, Winx Club, The Legend of Korra, Amphibia, Carmen Sandiego, and so much more. So if that's something that you're interested in, why don't you stick around by subscribing to my channel? It's a really fun time around here. Join my membership, hype this video, give this video a thumbs up, and click that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's get into the reaction.
Il y a des jours comme ça où tout est vraiment parfait.
Comme chaque journée que je passe avec toi, Marinette.
Il y a un problème?
C'est un message de Nathalie. Quelqu'un veut discuter avec moi de l'héritage de mon père. Ne t'inquiète pas pour ça, Marinette. Je suis triste quand je pense à mes parents qui ne sont plus là, bien sûr, mais je me sens prêt à aller de l'avant.
C'est vrai que j'ai menti à Adrien en lui disant pas que son père avait été un super vilain, mais c'était seulement pour le protéger. Et Paris n'a jamais été aussi calme depuis que j'ai distribué tous les Miraculous. Alors peut-être que finalement je fais ce qu'il faut.
Okay, so we see the class having a beach day. By the way, is there actually a beach in Paris, like an artificial beach? Because I've been to Paris so many times and I never heard of a beach. But okay. We get some cute Adrianette. You know, Adrianette is Adrianetting. But once again, the writers keep reminding us about Marinette's lie. I don't know about you guys, but when a certain thing keeps getting harped on and harped on and harped on in almost every episode, if not every other episode, it usually foreshadows that something bad is going to happen. And I do really appreciate that from season 6, that the writers are sort of reminding us and not letting us forget that, hey, this secret, this lie is looming over them and something is about to happen. And when Marinette says, oh, she feels like she's doing something right, who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her?
Aujourd'hui, tout le monde peut produire sa nourriture en ville. À Paris, on peut prendre les transports publics gratuitement. Ce qu'on a fait ici à Paris, vous pouvez le faire partout dans le monde. Ne lâchez rien. Et surtout, n'oubliez pas de cultiver la joie. C'est la joie qui donne l'énergie de poursuivre le combat.
Clearly, there's a commercial in Paris and how Paris is such a great city. I beg to differ because I've been to Paris, like I mentioned already, so many times. I've always wondered, however, how the hell did Miss Bustier even manage to change Paris in such a short amount of time? I don't know how Miss Bustier did it, but I definitely live in this Paris because she got me at free transportation. Do you guys know how much transport money I spend every week alone in London? It's actually going to shock you. I spend £50 a week on transport, which translates to 50 cents for £200 to £300 a month. That's insane. So yeah, Miss Bustier, you got me. I might have to move to this glamorized version of Paris that you've created. You got me at free transport.
Et cela a fait combien de vues? Plusieurs milliards. Ce type de contenu est dangereux pour nos affaires. C'est bien pire que dangereux. C'est incontrôlable. Alors il nous appartient de reprendre le contrôle.
We still don't really know what this whole secret society Illuminati council thingy is about. We don't know what they want. We don't know why they're doing the things they're doing, other than the fact that they know that Ladybug lied about the identity of Monarch and his whole agenda. That's all we know. But they mentioned something about it's up to us to regain control. Control of what? Control of Paris? Control of just, I don't know. Like, what's so bad about the citizens of Paris actually being happy? I don't know.
C'était vraiment incroyable.
Ouais, ça faisait longtemps.
Oh, that's really sweet of Mylene's dad. Like, he's putting on a show, a performance for children who are quite sickly or in the hospital. I think that's really sweet of him. At least we have one adult character that's like pretty decent, and the other lady, the therapist lady, and I guess Marinette's parents are the only two, oh, and the gorilla, are the only four adults that are decent human beings and they don't suck.
Que tu fabriques ici?
Ton agente préférée a besoin d'une excuse pour voir sa future superstar? Écoute, Fred, ta carrière va exploser comme elle aurait dû depuis longtemps. J'ai enfin un rôle à ta mesure.
Bon, ça ne coûte rien de passer les essais. Qu'est-ce que c'est comme film?
C'est une information top secrète, mais il y a une chose que je sais. Ça pourrait être le rôle de ta vie.
I'm just gonna assume that this is going to blow up in their faces. As soon as she said this is a role of a lifetime and it's top secret, yeah. I mean, I understand she can't possibly divulge that much information in front of like Milan and Adrian and Marinette, because in the film industry you can't just go around blabbing your mouth about what films are being made before they're in, you know, pre-production mode, I guess. But I think this is gonna end badly.
Tu vas me garder ce soir? On pourrait jouer au papa et à la maman. Toi, tu serais le papa et Marinette serait la maman. Oui, je crois qu'on a compris.
Ce sera pour une prochaine fois, Manon. Parce que là, j'ai un rendez-vous important qui m'attend. C'est un truc de grand, pas très amusant.
Adrian is so cute with kids. I need to see Adrian interacting more with like kids and babysitting Manon. It's so cute. Like, Adrian is so adorable with kids. I need to see more of Adrianette babysitting. That's a very big want of mine. But yeah, I need Adrianette babysitting so badly. Give it to me.
Adrien, est-ce que toi... Ah, Nadia. Désolée, Marinette, on va finir plus tard que prévu. Ne vous inquiétez pas, Nadia, ça ne me pose aucun problème. C'était ta maman. Elle va venir te chercher un tout petit peu plus tard, ce qui veut dire qu'on va pouvoir finir notre partie. Oui! Et moi, je vais me coucher tard comme les grands.
You know what? I really love Marinette and Manon interactions. It reminds me a lot of like season 1 and season 2. I harp on about this all the time, but I really do miss the vibes from the earlier seasons. I completely forgot that Marinette used to babysit Manon. Like, I missed seeing Marinette do like the little mundane things, like her designing and her babysitting Manon. I don't know, like, I feel like we've seen less of that as the series progressed. So I'm glad they're bringing that back and reminding us, like, hey, Marinette actually has like a part-time job. She helps babysit on the side. And I don't know, like, Manon is so cute. I don't understand the fandom's hate towards a 4-5-year-old kid. Like, genuine disdain for a 5-year-old kid. It's kind of weird if you ask me. I think there are other characters that deserve way more hate than a literal kid, but I digress. But yeah, I like Manon. She's cute, she's adorable, and I always love her scenes with Marinette.
Comme vous le voyez, la marque Agreste rejoindra notre groupe pour en devenir le joyau central. Cher Adrien, sachez que votre père était mon modèle. Sa disparition m'a bouleversé et je n'ose imaginer votre peine. Mais je sais que le monde de la mode vous pesait. Si vous me faisiez l'honneur de me vendre la marque, je me ferais un devoir d'endosser la responsabilité de son héritage.
I don't know who the hell this Chopped character is, but his face card is declining. Generational face card debt. It's declining, I'm sorry. He is so freaking chopped. So it seems he wants to merge the Agreste brand with his other brands that he has. That's sort of what I'm understanding. He mentions Gabriel being his idol. Interesting. And then he says to Adrian, I know how much the fashion world weighed on you. So he clearly knows a lot more about the Agreste family than he's letting on. Because how would anybody know that Adrian didn't like being a supermodel unless you're within Adrian's close circle? Does that kind of make sense? So it's like, I feel like this guy is more of an insider and he's closer to Adrian, but Adrian is unaware of that. He weaponizes Adrian's feelings towards the fashion industry and Adrian being forced to be a model against his will. And he's like, well, since you didn't like fashion, since you didn't like being a model, give me your father's company and I will completely take it off your hands. I don't know, it's a little bit manipulative to me, but then again, businessmen are very shrewd. They know how to play the dirty game.
Je vous remercie. Qu'est-ce que tu en penses, Nathalie?
Je pense qu'il s'agit d'une opportunité qui mérite que l'on s'y attarde.
Natalie's very shady. I mean, we been knew that, but like, Natalie is extremely shady. She clearly sees something in the contract that probably will screw Adrian up. And instead of just saying what it is, she looks at that character, whatever his name is, And they have like this weird, like, you know, face off. I don't know how to explain it, but the look he gives her, it's like a very malicious look. Like he knows that he's gonna come out on top of this, and she doesn't really have a choice but to comply. I don't know, but Natalie better not screw up Adrian, because I don't trust this lady at all. She's gonna be my op if she does anything to compromise Adrian's well-being. That's all I'm gonna say.
Papa n'est toujours pas rentré. Et donc, tourner en rond, ça va t'aider? Rien du tout. Mais le dîner est prêt sur la table, et comme je sais pas quoi faire d'autre.
I'm sorry, why did she scream at Mulo like that? Poor thing was just trying to console her and tell her to calm down, and she just screams at him. Him? Her? I don't know. I wish we saw more interactions between like Kwamis and the holders, because I really like Mulo. I think I'd keep Mulo as a Kwami. Mulo is so adorable, and I want to see more of how, like, you know, Mulo compliments Milen and vice versa. Because each Kwami complements their holder. I've always found that dynamic between a Kwami and their holder very, very interesting, and I wish we explored that more in Miraculous Ladybug. I do think season 6 is touching upon that a lot more.
Déjà signé le contrat, tu te rends compte? Et Josiane m'a dit que c'est courant sur ce type de projet. Ils ont tellement peur que des gens fassent fuiter les infos que sans contrat, pas de scénario.
I don't know how true that is. As a person that is aspiring to work in the film industry, I don't know how true that is. Fred says he has to sign the contract because the producers or the production company or whatever made him sign the contract because they were afraid of people leaking the story before, you know, pre-production. But I feel like you can't sign a contract without knowing what the script is about. Like, if I was an actor, I'd be side-eyeing. I'd be like, okay, I understand the caution behind wanting me to sign a contract so that the story doesn't get leaked to the general public. I get that. But I need to know what I'm getting myself into before I sign any contract, you know?
Je suis désolée que t'aies dû t'arrêter si longtemps pour t'occuper de moi.
Mais aucun rôle ne vaut les moments précieux qu'on a passés ensemble. J'aurais aimé le comprendre plus tôt. J'ai passé trop de temps loin de toi et de ta mère et je ne le rattraperai pas.
Si maman était encore là, elle serait fière de toi. Pour le rôle et pour être un super papa.
Parfois, j'ai l'impression qu'elle est là avec nous. Toi aussi?
Oh, okay. So, that's a retcon. Apparently Milen's mum is dead. She passed away. At least that's what this dialogue is implying. But I swear there was an episode in season 5, I think it was Derision, the flashback episode, when Rose is like to Marinette, don't be so hard on Chloe, she's only the way she is because her mother left her when she was young. And then Milen goes, that's not an excuse, my mother left me when I was young and I'm not an asshole and I'm not a mean person, I'm not a bully.
Don't be mad at her, she's this way because her mother left her when she was young. So did mine, and you don't see me having fun bullying Marinette.
If Milen's mum is dead, I don't know why Milen would actually raise that point up to counter Rose's point about Chloe's mum. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not something that is too bothersome. I think it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't really affect the plot. But it is a retcon in terms of Milen's character.
Quel rôle tu vas jouer alors?
Un journaliste qui se bat pour faire éclater la vérité. Tu veux le lire avec moi?
Le secret de Ladybug. Apparemment, c'est inspiré de faits réels. Je trouve ça intriguant. Tu sais qui a écrit ce script?
Non, aucune idée.
Top secret aussi.
But the fact that he doesn't know who the writer is, that's kind of concerning to me. And also, the fact that the script said, based on real life events, it was probably definitely written by someone on the secret society. I see immediately what this episode is trying to do.
C'est n'importe quoi cette histoire. C'est clairement pas inspiré de faits réels.
Ne t'inquiète pas, ma puce, c'est sûrement une erreur. Ça devait être une histoire de super-héros inspirante, mais là, c'est n'importe quoi. On ne peut pas raconter de pareils mensonges aux gens.
Oh bah j'en sais rien, moi je l'ai pas lu leur scénar. Fred, tu sais ce que j'en dis moi des convictions? C'est comme les fauteuils de ciné, il faut s'asseoir dessus si tu veux pouvoir profiter du film.
Je ne jouerai pas dans ce long métrage.
Tu peux plus refuser et t'as signé mon lapin.
So many things to pick out from here. First of all, and I'm not trying to victim blame here or anything, but I honestly think that Fred should have requested to read the script before signing a contract. Now, I know he said something along the lines of, the production company made me sign it. I get that. But I feel like any person with rationale, with common sense, would have been like, okay, can I read the script? If the production company says no, you have the right to be like, okay, then I can't sign the contract if I haven't read the script. I need to know if this script aligns with my vision as a creative, as an actor. I can't just sign any random contract. You don't know what that contract entails. You could be like signing your life away. So I really feel like that should have been a red flag to Fred. Secondly, it's obvious that the production company lied to Fred, or at least misled him about what the story will be about. They told him that this is a very inspirational story about Ladybug and Cat Noir based on real life events, but it turns out the story is quite the opposite of that. So technically speaking, because he signed the contract under false pretenses, so he was misled to thinking the story is about one thing when it's about the complete opposite, the contract could be voidable. He can technically get out of that contract if he has a good agent, which apparently he doesn't, and if he has a good lawyer, if he can afford that. And unfortunately, this is what happens a lot in real life in the film industry. I actually am very glad that Miraculous is delving deep on how like industries like the film industry could very much exploit and mislead people, because they know people are naive and probably new to this business and don't have the resources to defend themselves. Now, I'm no actor whatsoever. I'm more of a filmmaker and a screenwriter, as many of you guys already know. So I know the ins and outs of, you know, the business side of filmmaking and screenwriting. With acting, very loosely, but I'm assuming that agents and managers often get casting breakdowns when they know like a film is being made or whatever. So they get the casting breakdowns from a production company and they don't always read the full script. So I did side eye a little bit when Fred's agent was like, oh, I didn't read the script. But then I realized agents are representing more than one client. Scripts are being workshopped and optioned around every day. So an agent is not going to read a 90-page plus script for every single one of their client. It's just physically impossible. Not even I'm doing that. I'm not reading 10 scripts a day times by 4 weeks in a month. So I do understand when she said, I didn't read the script. But she just found a role, thought he'd be good for it, and recommended it to him. However, there is a difference between agents and managers. There are two completely different things. Sometimes they might be the same person. If you have a good relationship with your agent who happens to be your manager, then yes, they can be the same person. Most of the time, however, an actor has a manager and an agent. Managers are the ones who tend to be more hands-on with these sort of things. They are more likely to review the script and sort of ensure that this script aligns with the actor's image. And then they, you know, liaise with the agent and be like, hey, I think this actor would be good for that. And the agent will then put that actor in those audition rooms. So I think that's how it works. But the bottom line is, I do feel like agents are supposed to protect their clients. I think it was very, very nasty of Fred's agent, I don't know her name, to be like, I didn't read it. You signed the contract. Screw your moral convictions. You're just gonna have to do it and suck it up. That's really nasty of her. I feel like if it really makes him uncomfortable as an agent, you should be protecting your client. Your client's well-being should be your priority, and try and find a way to get out of this contract. Speaking of contracts, promo time. This episode aligned so much with what I'm doing in my personal and my professional life. Now, as I've already mentioned in this video and numerous times across my channel, I am a filmmaker slash screenwriter, and I have recently written a short film called Soul Service, and it's currently in production right now. I want you to imagine a world where souls, like your literal essence, your literal soul, can be traded like cryptocurrency. Soul Service is a dark comedy satirical film about a young lady called Ava, who is a legal secretary, and she kind of feels behind in life. She feels overlooked by her bosses, and she just feels like she isn't where she wants to be in terms of her career. She stumbles across this company called Soul Service, who offer to sell her soul to extract her soul in exchange for career success. She signs the contract, and poof, her soul is gone. So even though Ava has now got everything she's ever wanted, power, money, and status, unfortunately on the other end of that stick, she has lost her humanity, her friends, everything that makes Ava, Ava. Can you imagine like living like that, like not having a soul? I mean, there are a couple of people in this world that don't have a soul, but you didn't hear that from me. So my film asks a simple question. What does it mean to have a soul? What does it mean to be soulless? In the episode I'm currently reacting to, Fred just signed a contract that he wasn't fully aware of what he was getting himself into. However, once he realized that, hey, this film doesn't align with my vision, I want out of it, he's not willing to trade his soul for success. As much as he wants to be a big actor, he's not willing to do that. Ava, my protagonist that I've written, on the other hand, is willing to sell her soul. But by the end of the film, she has to sort of sit down and evaluate, what is important to me? And she decides to try and get her soul back. And that's essentially my short film, Soul Service. Now, how could you, yes, you, possibly help me? By donating as little as £5, yes, just £5 to my Ko-fi link, you can help me reach my target of £450 to produce my short film. That's all I'm asking for. I have poured so much into making videos for you guys, whether it be recording, scripting, editing, literally losing sleep making videos, and now I'm pouring everything into making my own short film. So if you enjoy my content, please, 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 please consider supporting me as I bring my own story to life. Help a young, gifted and black filmmaker. Yes, I pulled that card. I'm gonna pull that card every time, okay? We have already reached 80% of our goal. We just need the final 20% to make it happen. So please support Soul Service. Thank you. And without further ado, let's get back into the reaction.
D'un côté, ça me soulagerait de passer à autre chose. Mais de l'autre, j'ai une petite voix qui me chuchote que tout ça va beaucoup trop vite.
Tu n'es pas obligé de leur donner une réponse tout de suite, si?
Non.
Alors prends ton temps.
I'm sorry, Adrian like resting on Marinette's lap is so cute. I love these like tiny moments of intimacy. Like we see Adrianette kiss in every episode and that doesn't really send me into a spiral. It does, but we're gonna pretend it doesn't. But this for some reason is hitting hard. Just a tiny like casual intimacy. Adrianette for the win.
Et maintenant le pire. Ladybug et Chat Noir avancent vers le journaliste. À côté d'eux, on découvre les statues de cendres de Gabriel Agreste et Papillon. Ladybug menace le journaliste. Le monde n'en saura jamais rien, car il n'y aura plus personne pour parler.
Jamais je ne me tairai.
Chat Noir, à toi de jouer.
Chat Noir déclenche son cataclysme et pose sa main sur le sol, qui s'ouvre sous les pieds du journaliste, l'engloutissant. Heureusement, le courage...
I'm sorry, but like... they're reading such a distressing story and there's a 4-year-old kid there. Maybe, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say this, to know this, but maybe you should like, I was gonna say get rid of the kid, but that sounds so morbid and dark. Maybe don't read such a distressing story in front of the 4-year-old kid. Just food for thought.
Personne ne croira que c'est la vérité, juste un mauvais film. Pas juste un mauvais film, un mensonge qui prend l'apparence de la vérité. C'est très dangereux, Nadia. Il faut que les gens sachent, qu'ils fassent pression pour que ce film honteux ne soit jamais tourné. Vous pourriez en parler dans votre émission?
Mylène is absolutely right in saying that it's not just a bad film, it's literal propaganda. And people believe propaganda very easily. You'd be surprised at how like naive people are, and when a lie is disguised as a truth, it is very dangerous. So this film needs to be shut down immediately, especially if it's spreading harmful propaganda against Paris's 2 beloved superheroes. And yes, I understand that Nadia is a news reporter, but remember, that's actually very, very risky. And I'm not trying to say like, hey, stay silent in serious issues, but like they are under contract. If you leak a script before pre-production, that's a lot of legal repercussions that you're about to face. So I feel like they need to be very well prepared for what's about to happen if they do decide to expose the truth. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they shouldn't expose the truth, I'm just saying they should be prepared.
C'est tout sauf un journaliste. Qu'est-ce que vous faites là? J'ai été renvoyée. Vous voulez dire qu'ils ont refusé de vous écouter?
On soupçonne Madame Bustier d'avoir triché pour être élue maire de la ville. Monsieur Luxus, merci d'être venu ramener votre fraise dans notre émission. Que pensez-vous de cette affaire? Je suis catastrophé. Madame Bustier était l'incarnation de tant d'espoir. Si ces accusations sont confirmées, je m'engage à être candidat à la mairie de Paris afin que les électeurs puissent reprendre confiance en l'avenir.
Right, because we need another blonde freak running as mayor. This is so deeply unserious because what do you mean a freaking banana is now the news anchor? There's no way Paris will take this seriously, right? I really don't know what to say other than this no way character is really spreading his agenda. Now that I think about it, at the beginning of the episode, when we got the whole, you know, commercial on like how great Paris is, and then the secret society was like, this is bad, we need to regain control, and now suddenly Miss Bussier has been, I guess, fired as mayor, if that makes sense. I think Noe is connected to the secret society. Because one random character just shows up and everything goes to shit.
Tu te sens impuissante, mais tu peux sûrement agir, à condition de te calmer. Inspire, expire.
J'y arrive pas, Mulot. Cet ennemi-là est trop fort pour moi.
Bonjour, pardonne mon intrusion.
Mais ton angoisse était si forte qu'elle m'a appelé. Non, je refuse de t'écouter. Parle, laisse-moi tranquille.
I understand Milan, I really do. I think what's really cool of her is that she's like, I'm not strong enough to do this. And then like 10 seconds later, she rejects the Ultra Kuma. That takes a lot of strength. And I've already spoken about what it means to reject the Ultra Kuma. I'll link a video in the description. But no, Milan, you're conscious for that. You really are.
Bonjour, pardonnez mon intrusion. Mais votre colère était si forte qu'elle m'a appelé. Je n'ai pas besoin de vous. Je veux faire comprendre à Noé Luxus qu'il se trompe. Que penserait ma fille si je cédais à la colère?
Que penserait votre fille si vous n'arriviez à rien?
Il m'écoutera. Je saurai trouver les mots justes.
Mais vous savez comme moi que lorsque la puissance en face est trop grande, les mots sont inutiles.
Je peux vous donner le pouvoir que vos actes parlent pour vous.
I can never get tired of saying it. Lila is just so damn good at being the butterfly miraculous holder. Sometimes it's not easy to get through to certain people. There's going to be a tougher barrier to break through, right? And Lila understands that sometimes you can't just force people against their will to do your bidding. You have to sort of maneuver it and speak to them in a language they understand. In this specific scenario, Fred feels like he is voiceless, that he doesn't have a voice. And so Lila's like, you feel like you don't have a voice, that's fine. Using your voice isn't going to work. You have to make them listen to you by using your actions, because actions speak louder than words, and that is what convinces him. And I think I love that whole like process of her sort of like trying to get people in line with her. I think she's just such a great she's just a great antagonist, guys. Like, Lila is just so damn good at what she does. And I can never get tired of watching her akumatize someone. That sounds very weird to say, but you guys get what I'm trying to say.
En cas de problème, n'hésitez pas à me contacter. Qui êtes-vous? Que voulez-vous?
Okay. So Noe has his own, I guess, secret service.
Il a l'air de bien tenir à son chapeau.
L'Ultra Kuma doit être dedans.
Beau travail, les mimes. Jamais Ladybug et Chat Noir ne trouveront cette cachette. Mais toi, tu auras tout le loisir de leur prendre leur miraculous.
Okay, that is so sick. That is so cool. No, I love this so much. That's really, really smart. The mime, even though he doesn't speak, he's a very formidable opponent. He's definitely going to give Ladybug and Cat Noir a bit of trouble in defeating. Ladybug and Cat Noir are going to have to like outsmart the villain. They can't beat him at his own game. And I think I really love episodes that have antagonists like that.
Tu ne vas pas te transformer?
Ce combat-là est trop grand pour moi, Mulot.
Tu stresses quand tu te sens impuissante, mais là tu peux agir. Ton père a besoin de toi.
Ça va aller, nounours. J'ai juste besoin d'être un peu seule, mais je t'appelle tout à l'heure. Mulot, transforme-moi.
Okay, that transformation eats. I like her transformation a lot. Polly Mouse is so cute. I quite like this transformation a lot. I think it's way better than whatever we got in... I don't know what episode she got her miraculous. It's a season 4 episode.
Donne de la hauteur, Chat Noir.
Heureux de donner un coup de patte.
The mouse miraculous is actually so useful. If the dragon miraculous wasn't my first choice, I'd 100% take the mouse miraculous. And I don't even like mice. I love the season 6 episodes because it shows how important each hero is. I felt like with the previous episodes in like season 4 and season 5, they'd have a hero just like turn up and it's like, did we even need this hero in the first place? Like Ladybug and Cat Noir could have easily done their job by themselves. It just felt like they were shoehorning that specific character just to make a cameo. But in season 6, I feel like the writers have really taken the time to sort of make every hero on the team feel important and feel integral to being part of the miraculous.
Peut-être que toi, il t'écoutera. Multitude. Papa, c'est moi. Je sais, c'est terrible de se sentir impuissant. C'est insupportable de voir toutes tes valeurs bafouées. Avec moi, tu as toujours su trouver les mots pour me rassurer quand maman nous a quittés, quand j'ai eu peur de ne pas être à la hauteur dans mes combats pour un monde meilleur. Papa, je sais que la vengeance n'est pas ton arme.
Okay, that was a really cutesy speech. I like how it has to be Mylène to be the one to break her father out. I think it's smart because Mylène is usually the character that's super afraid of literally everything. So her being the one to console her father for the first time, because like she said, he's usually the one to encourage her and reassure her and like ease her anxiety, and now it's her turn to do that. And I really like that.
Je ne voulais pas me laisser envahir par la colère, je suis désolé.
Mais vous avez réussi à rejeter l'Ultra Kuma et maintenant vous avez la chance de pouvoir exprimer vos pensées. Paris est à votre écoute.
It's just so funny to me. Imagine like getting de-akumatized on camera and the entirety of Paris is watching you. I'd low-key be annoyed. I don't know. I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, you didn't prepare me for this. You didn't let me know that you're broadcasting this to the entire city. I think I need a minute to prepare. Like, you're just putting him on the spot. I mean, fair enough, he's an actor. But, like, in my mind, I'd be thinking, I'd be side-eyeing Ladybug. I'd be like, girl, you could have given me a heads up. You could have asked me first after I get de-akumatized.
Vous m'avez piégé avec un contrat qui m'oblige à jouer dans un film qui fait passer Ladybug et Chat Noir pour des méchants. En tant que producteur de récit, vous avez la responsabilité morale de dire la vérité. Ladybug et Chat Noir sont de vrais héros. Et si vous ne devez vous souvenir que d'un geste, retenez celui de Ladybug et Chat Noir qui viennent de vous sauver de ma colère.
Vous avez raison et je tiens à vous présenter mes excuses. Moi aussi j'ai été trompé avec ce scénario. Je veillerai personnellement à ce qu'il soit réécrit.
Classic rich people shit. They just somehow find a way to wiggle their way out of consequences and accountability. He says he was duped by the script. Now, obviously, we know that's a lie. But even if that was the case, how can a producer get duped by the script? Because if we are being technical, the producer is the backbone of a film. Like, yes, the director is very much important, the actor is important, the screenwriter is important, although they didn't really get the recognition they deserve. Without the producer, there is no film. So I feel like as a producer, you need to be like looking at the script and questioning, okay, does this make sense? Let's just assume this guy did not grow up in Paris or whatever. Let's just assume that. But as a producer, I think it's your job and your responsibility, as Fred said, to spread the truth and make sure that whatever film you are producing isn't harmful in any shape or form. I think as a producer, you should like research. This is a film based on real life events about two superheroes, two beloved superheroes in Paris. Let's make sure this film is accurate. That's just me as a producer. But obviously we know he was lying. But if he wasn't lying, that's basically what's going through my mind. Like, how can you be duped by a script?
Nous y sommes, mère. Tout le monde à Paris sait enfin qui je suis. La phase suivante peut commencer.
Tu as été brillantissime, mon cher petit diamant.
Okay, so Noe is Audrey's son. Because apparently we asked to see that. I can't even pretend to be gagged. I'm not gagged at all. I'm sorry. I know this was supposed to be this big reveal, but I'm not gagged. I don't know. Audrey having another child that is older than Chloe and Zoe. Like, did he need to be her child? I don't know. I think he works as an antagonist just fine. I don't think he needed to be her child. Clearly, they are part of the Diamond Society. This Diamond Society is full of unethical billionaires. And for some reason, they're just trying to, like, take down Paris and take down Ladybug. So, this dude is Audrey's son. Are Chloe and Zoe aware they have a brother just running around? and causing havoc. I don't know. Does Andre even know that Audrey has this kid? Damn, she's just going around and repopulating. I shouldn't say that. I don't know what her problem is. Audrey's a nasty woman, okay? She needs to be dealt with. So that was the episode No Way. I wouldn't say it gagged me, but I wouldn't say it's a bad episode either. This was clearly a Milen-centered episode. I think my biggest issue with this episode is I felt like it didn't do more for her character. If anything, it just re-established her whole character. Compare this episode to other Milen-centered episodes, I think it's pretty much the same thing. It's just the same things being rehashed. Like, Milen has crippling anxiety. She cares about social injustice. She's afraid of quite a lot of things, and she has to work through that fear. But nothing new was added to this episode. It kind of reminds me of, like, I feel like Milen has the same problem as, and a lot of people are probably going to side-eye me for this, but I'm going to say it. I feel like Milen has the same issue as Julika. Every single Julika-centered episode is the same thing. I'm watching the same episode in different format. But like I said, it wasn't a bad episode. I just feel like compared to the other side heroes and their centered episodes, minus Kim, by the way, this didn't do much for Milen's character. If anything, I feel like this episode did more introducing this new antagonist. I'm more intrigued with Noe and what his whole deal with, and his connection to the secret society, and also his connection to Natalie, because we know she's connected to the secret society. I'm more intrigued on that whole mystery. So that was my reaction to the episode Noe. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but now I want to put it to you guys. What did you think of the episode? Loved it? Hated it? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!